Are you over 50 and you feel like you're carrying an extra 10 or 20 pounds? If yes, this video is for you. But I have to warn you, we're not going to talk about fitness routines or calories. We're going to do a mindset shift that's based in the cultural baggage that we all carry around with us and our true spiritual nature. If that sounds good to you, stick around. And if you've not met me before, my name is Mira, and I refer to myself as the Neurospicy Crone, also over 50, also carrying 10 or 20 extra pounds. So, first of all, I would like to suggest that we drop the numbers, the calories, the inches, the pounds. And by drop, I don't mean to lower, I mean to get rid of. Let's stop measuring. There's put yourself on a scale every day and that number doesn't budge. And how does that feel? In fact, let's start with an experience. If you can, if you're driving, don't do this. But if you can, take a moment, take a breath, and feel into the experience of reaching for a number you don't have on that scale, of wanting something to be different than it is, of not feeling good about how your body looks and feels right now. What is that feeling in your body? Is it a feeling of restriction, of heaviness, of lack? And then take a moment and take another deep breath and feel into the experience of, you know what? I am in my perfect weight. Everything is just fine. My body is perfect. It's healthy. It's a higher number than it used to be, but I'm in a new phase of my life. I feel good in my body. I feel confident when I go out. How does that feel in your body? And is there any reason we can't be living with that self image? So, the cultural baggage we all carry, if we're over 50, we grew up with fashion magazines that literally hired early teen girls, girls that were 13, 14, 15 years old, who were extremely skinny, perhaps even dealing with some unhealthy um, eating habits, and they were heavily made up and dressed up to look like adult women. And as young adult women ourselves in the 80s and the 90s, we saw these images and we compared ourselves to them. Impossible beauty standards. It's only been recently that models are starting to show up in these sorts of ads and fashion magazines as real human-sized models. And so we have this subconscious programming about an unrealistic weight size. So that's something to unpack, some baggage to drop in regards to our weight. And then another thing to consider is that as we age, our bodies change. There's a huge hormonal shift, which I'm not going to get into right now because it's a huge topic, but basically, our hormones shift from childbearing procedures to we don't give a F anymore. We're old. We're done raising children, and we're sort of like relaxing into this luxurious phase of life. In all traditional cultures, a big belly, a large body, is a sign of wealth and abundance. All the ruling class were big people because they had food to eat, and the fact that we're starving ourselves when we're surrounded by food just kind of reveals that cultural baggage that we're all walking around with. And so as we age, we change. And if our expectations don't change to match, then we're in a constant argument with ourselves. We're constantly making ourselves wrong. And that just doesn't feel good. Our bodies are perfect. They're healthy. They digest our food. They carry us around. I'm not talking about extreme situations. I'm talking about most of us, it's about 10 to 20 pounds. So I grew up being called skinny, and I was skinny until right about 50. And I changed life circumstances. And so that caused me to kind of change my lifestyle habits from being super clean, pure yogi to just hanging out with friends, eating pizza and drinking. And then COVID. Then during COVID, we just drank every night. We're like, oh, let's have some wine with our macaroni and cheese, you know? And so my lifestyle habits kind of shifted right about the time that my hormones were shifting as well. So I have also been like on the scale, oh my gosh, there's extra pounds. I've got to drop those extra pounds and fighting with that weight and feeling dissatisfaction with myself because of that extra weight. But recently, I thought, you know what? When I'm eating healthy, when I'm sleeping well, when I'm managing my stress, when I'm getting in movement that I enjoy, my weight is very consistent. And consistent weight is actually a really good health indicator. Losing weight or fluctuating weight is an indication of a health imbalance. And so if you find yourself at a consistent weight that won't budge, maybe consider that it's not extra weight. It's a part of your newfound abundance, your increasing robustness in life. And so just changing that relationship with those extra 10 to 20 pounds can be a huge relief. You know what? That job is done. I can give myself a break. I can relax and enjoy life. And so the cultural baggage we need to drop is significantly more important than those extra 10 or 20 pounds. Now, if your weight is beyond a healthy measure that causes health problems, that's a different situation. There could also be some health factors causing your body to hang on to that weight. One major factor is stress. So our bodies are the exact same bodies functionally that they were in primitive times. We weren't living with 24-hour open convenience stores where we could grab a candy bar anytime we wanted to. And so whenever we deprive ourselves of nutrients, our bodies will go into like a starvation mode and the functionality will switch completely. That's not healthy. Also, I lost my thought. Stress is a major factor. So when you're under stress, it's like, oh my gosh, tough situation. We need some padding. We literally need padding to protect ourselves from potential danger. So it is very difficult to lose what would be extra weight when we're stressed out. So rather than focusing on counting calories and what you're eating and being frustrated that the number on the scale isn't moving, throw that scale away. No, I have a scale. I measure myself occasionally just to check in, but focus more on stress reduction. Do you have a crazy job that no longer supports your lifestyle? That's one reason I have the Aligned Income Collective, because many times women reach 50 and they're like, the health impact of this job, the negative health impact of this job is not worth the salary or the title or whatever, and they want an aligned stream of income for themselves. What other sorts of stresses can you reduce or manage in some way? So if you can reduce stress, you might find that your body stops holding on to that extra weight and you don't have to worry about the calories because your body finds its natural balance. Another major factor is sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? You might need 9 hours of sleep at this point in your life. And if, again, that crazy job doesn't allow you to get the sleep you need, maybe it's time to do something different. Maybe you want to go to bed an hour earlier or take a big long nap in the afternoon or whatever that is. If you manage for stress and sleep, that might be all that's needed. Now, if you are sleeping well and you don't experience a lot of stress, then you're probably already at your natural weight. Love it up. You are perfect exactly as you are. That's my case. I'm a solid 15 pounds above what most of my life weight has been, but that's who I am now. This is the way it is. And so love ourselves exactly as we are and accommodate our lifestyles to match that. So forget that photograph from when we were in our 20s and our 30s. We just don't look like that anymore. My hair is gray. I've got a little bit of a belly. Things are a little more saggy. Things are a little more loose, but I've just accommodated my clothing to match that. I heard from someone who had gained weight and said, I don't know if I should buy all new clothes or just hide out until I lose the weight. Please don't hide out. We would miss you. We want to see you out and about and enjoying life. So I will show you. I'm wearing cotton clothing. I have cotton pants. Can you see them? They're like sweatpants, but they're a little bit, styled. Cotton, cotton, cotton. Everything is loose. I buy jeans that have a lot of stretch in them. So when I try on a pair of jeans, I will sit cross legs on the floor in the dressing room to make sure they don't cut into my waist, because the belly is your source of power. This is our power station. Energetically speaking, we want our bellies to be open and unobstructed. So if you want to wear jeans, buy another size up. Buy jeans with lots of stretch. A lot of jeans now have a lot of stretch. People have figured it out. We don't want to wear cotton jeans anymore. We want cotton stretch. Cotton's a great fabric, but I need a little bit of room to move. And so a larger size, yes, you should get a larger size, and be comfortable and let your belly be soft and open. This is important energetically because your power is in your belly. So the more belly you have, the more power you have. That's a big mindset shift and very much goes against cultural norms. But when we're Crones, we get to go against cultural norms. We are free. This is part of sovereignty, is sovereignty to love your body exactly as it is. So we want to stop fighting with ourselves. We want to stop arguing with our bodies. Our bodies are amazing. Our bodies are a temple, literally, of our soul. There is a spark of light, of the light of all that is, however you want to conceive of that we hold in this physical vehicle. It is literally a vessel of God, Spirit, Source, the light, the Creator, however you want to conceive of that. And let's honor it. Let's cherish it. And so if you're carrying weight that makes you feel exhausted or has other health implications, then that's another story. But if you feel like I don't weigh what I used to weigh, or I don't weigh what I think society thinks I should weigh, I want to invite you to drop that baggage, love yourself exactly as you are, cherish your beautiful belly, the way your body has changed. Because if you're over 50, you have earned your place on the throne of wisdom. You know more, you've seen more, you've experienced more than most people. And that is an exalted place to be. So if you want to wear big, loose, flowery muumuus like Mrs. Roper, go ahead and do that. If you want to wear fitted clothes that show all your bumps and rolls and softness, do that. Your body is beautiful. You are beautiful. And when you take care of yourself and love yourself exactly as you are, a strange side effect may be that you do end up dropping some weight because you're not pushing against it. So energetically, when we're grasping for something, it pulls back. When we welcome and allow and say, hey, hey, everything is perfect, just as it is, then things will come to us like an ideal weight. So when the body doesn't feel that it needs to hold on to extra weight, if it is extra, you'll oftentimes find that you'll lose that extra weight. And if you don't lose the weight, again, it's not extra. So thank you for being here. That was a little bit of a rant, but I've just heard too many beautiful, incredible, wonderful, amazing women like you say disparaging things about themselves or feel like they've got this big project that they have to work on, which is to lose weight. And I just want to free you up of that. I want you to feel that sovereignty of being like, everything is okay. And if you aren't the size or the shape that you think you should be, wouldn't it be a lot easier to change that thinking than to try to, change our lifestyle in any way? But having said that, there are some basic things that we can do to maintain good overall health. And everybody knows what they are: good sleep, good food, good movement, reduce stress. That's it. The diet industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, but all we need is good sleep, good food, good movement, and good rest. I want to touch very briefly on each one. Good sleep, I've already talked about. You might need more sleep than you've been getting. Sleep more. You deserve sleep. You deserve sleep. Sleep as much as you can. Sleep as much as you want to. good food. Michael Pollan said it best. Eat good food, mostly plants, not too much. That's really it. All these like macronutrients and when to eat and da 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 da, it's stressing us out, which is not contributing to our well being. Eat what you enjoy, choose whole foods over processed foods. That's it. Movement. You don't have to go to the gym. Gyms are weird. I go to gym like every 3 months. My friend takes me to the gym. We do a crazy yoga class and then we eat sushi and have a glass of wine. It's a fun cultural experience, but I don't like gyms. If you love gyms and you go to your gym and it's a great social experience for you and you like to work out there, that's awesome. But if you don't go to a gym, don't think, oh, I should go to a gym. We can get a lot of weight training just living our lifestyles, doing the laundry, digging a hole to plant that hosta, carrying around your grandbabies. All of these are a way to get in healthy movement without formally exercising. So do what you love. If you love to work out, work out. If you don't love to work out, ride your bike, go hiking, dig in your garden, do movement that is part of your lifestyle that feels good. And stress, reduce stress. That's it. So you are beautiful. You are perfect exactly as you are. Go ahead. Was it Smalley? Who's that? Richard Smalley from Saturday Night Live. Look in the mirror and say, I love myself exactly as I am. I am beautiful. I am perfect. Because ultimately it's true. And when you change that mindset and drop the cultural baggage around ideal body size, you will experience a lot of sovereignty and well-being. So thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear your comments. Like, where are you at with this body image over 50 years old? And I will also leave you some resources if you're interested in the Aligned Income Collective, or you want to join the Crone's Nest, which is our online community where we're all sort of living this alternative message that's more true and authentic to older women with sensitive nervous systems. Then I'll leave a link for that for you to check out as well. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe to this channel if this is something you're into, holistic lifestyle like I've been talking about, and share it with a friend.